Welcome to our video on the top 10 fastest collapsing states in the United States in 2024. As the country grapples with economic uncertainty, political polarization, and demographic changes, some states are struggling more than others. From declining populations and stagnant economies to crumbling infrastructure and rising crime rates, these states are facing a perfect storm of challenges that threaten their very fabric. In this video, we'll count down the top 10 fastest collapsing states in the U.S. based on factors such as economic performance, population growth, crime rates, and more. From the Rust Belt to the Sun Belt, these states are in dire need of a turnaround. Let's dive in and explore the top 10 fastest collapsing states in the U.S. in 2024. Number 10. Illinois. Illinois, once a thriving state in the Midwest, is now facing a severe economic crisis, political instability, and a mass exodus of residents. The state's high taxes, including a whopping 4.95% income tax, have made it difficult for individuals and businesses to prosper. Decades of political corruption and mismanagement have led to a staggering $200 billion pension debt, causing credit rating agencies to downgrade the state's credit score. As a result, Illinois has lost its appeal, with residents fleeing to more affordable and business-friendly states, leaving behind a legacy of abandoned homes, vacant storefronts, and a fading memory of the state's former prosperity. The land of Lincoln is now struggling to stay afloat, making it one of the fastest collapsing states in the country. Number 9. California. California, once a beacon of prosperity and innovation, is now grappling with a severe affordability crisis, political polarization, and a surging exodus of residents. The state's exorbitant cost of living, fueled by sky-high housing costs and taxes, has made it difficult for middle-class families to survive. Decades of liberal policies and bureaucratic red tape have stifled businesses, leading to a mass departure of companies and jobs. As a result, the Golden State is losing its luster, with residents fleeing to more affordable and business-friendly states, leaving behind a legacy of homelessness, traffic congestion, and a fading memory of California's former glory. The state's iconic dream is now becoming a nightmare for many. Number 8. New York. New York, once a hub of opportunity and growth, is now struggling with a crippling tax burden, skyrocketing cost of living, and a mass exodus of residents. The state's suffocating taxes, including a top income tax rate of 8.82%, have made it difficult for individuals and businesses to thrive. Decades of liberal policies and political corruption have led to a stagnant economy, with many companies fleeing to more business-friendly states. As a result, the Empire State is losing its appeal, with residents escaping to more affordable and prosperous states, leaving behind a legacy of abandoned homes, vacant storefronts, and a fading memory of New York's former greatness. The state's iconic city, New York City, is now plagued by crime, homelessness, and a declining quality of life. Number 7. New Jersey. New Jersey, once a thriving state with a strong economy, is now plagued by the highest property taxes in the nation, a stagnant economy, and a mass exodus of residents. The state's crushing tax burden, with property taxes averaging over $10,000 per year, has made it difficult for homeowners and businesses to stay afloat. Decades of political corruption and mismanagement have led to a decline in the state's infrastructure, education, and healthcare systems. As a result, the Garden State is losing its appeal, with residents fleeing to more affordable and business-friendly states, leaving behind a legacy of abandoned homes, vacant storefronts, and a fading memory of New Jersey's former prosperity. The state's nickname, the Garden State, now seems like a distant memory. Number 6. Connecticut. Connecticut, once a haven for wealthy families and businesses, is now struggling with a declining population, high taxes, and a stagnant economy. The state's steep income tax, high property taxes, and burdensome regulations have driven away many residents and companies, leading to a brain drain and a decline in revenue. Decades of political gridlock and fiscal mismanagement have resulted in a staggering debt and unfunded pension liabilities, further exacerbating the state's financial woes. As a result, the Nutmeg State is losing its luster, with residents and businesses fleeing to more affordable and business-friendly states, leaving behind a legacy of abandoned homes, vacant offices, and a fading memory of Connecticut's former prosperity. Number 5. Michigan. Michigan, once a thriving industrial powerhouse, is now grappling with a declining population, high unemployment, and a struggling economy. The state's manufacturing sector, particularly the automotive industry, has been devastated by globalization and technological changes, leading to widespread job losses and plant closures. Detroit's bankruptcy in 2013 further exacerbated the state's financial woes, while political polarization and corruption have hindered efforts to revitalize the economy. As a result, the Great Lakes state is losing its appeal, with residents fleeing to more prosperous states, leaving behind a legacy of abandoned factories, vacant homes, and a fading memory of Michigan's former industrial greatness. The state's iconic Motown music scene and stunning natural beauty are now overshadowed by economic hardship and decline. Number 4. Wisconsin. Wisconsin, once a bastion of Midwestern prosperity, is now facing a declining economy, political polarization, and a brain drain. The state's manufacturing sector has been hit hard by globalization, while its dairy industry has struggled with declining prices and trade wars. Political divisions and controversial policies have driven away businesses and young professionals, leading to a significant decline in population growth and a shortage of skilled workers. Additionally, the state's education system has faced significant funding cuts, further exacerbating the brain drain. As a result, the Badger State is losing its appeal, with residents fleeing to more prosperous and progressive states, leaving behind a legacy of abandoned farms, vacant factories, and a fading memory of Wisconsin's former prosperity. Number 3. Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, once a powerhouse of industry and innovation, is now struggling with a stagnant economy, high taxes, and a declining population. The state's manufacturing sector has been decimated by globalization and automation, while its energy industry has been hindered by regulatory hurdles. Political gridlock and corruption have led to a lack of investment in infrastructure and education, driving away businesses and young professionals. The state's iconic cities, such as Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, are plagued by poverty, crime, and decay, while the rural areas suffer from lack of opportunities and declining populations. As a result, the Keystone State is losing its luster, with residents fleeing to more prosperous and innovative states, leaving behind a legacy of abandoned factories, vacant homes, and a fading memory of Pennsylvania's former greatness. Number 2. Maryland. Maryland, once a thriving state with a strong economy and high standard of living, is now facing a decline in prosperity due to high taxes, rising crime rates, and a stagnant economy. The state's oppressive tax burden, including a top income tax rate of 8.95%, has driven away businesses and residents, leading to a decline in population growth and revenue. Political corruption and mismanagement have also plagued the state, with Baltimore, its largest city, struggling with poverty, crime, and decay. The state's once thriving industries, such as manufacturing and biotechnology, have also been hit hard by globalization and regulatory hurdles. As a result, Maryland is losing its appeal, with residents fleeing to more affordable and business-friendly states, leaving behind a legacy of abandoned homes, vacant storefronts, and a fading memory of Maryland's former prosperity. Number 1. Minnesota. Minnesota, once a beacon of prosperity and progressive values, is now struggling with a declining economy, high taxes, and a brain drain. The state's oppressive tax burden, including a top income tax rate of 9.85%, has driven away businesses and residents, leading to a decline in population growth and revenue. Political polarization and regulatory hurdles have also stifled innovation and entrepreneurship, particularly in the Twin Cities. The state's iconic industries, such as mining and manufacturing, have been hit hard by globalization and environmental regulations. As a result, the North Star State is losing its luster, with residents fleeing to more affordable and business-friendly states, leaving behind a legacy of abandoned factories, vacant storefronts, and a fading memory of Minnesota's former prosperity and progressive ideals.